Okay, so it is our second full day here in Egypt, and we are at the airport. We're actually on our way to Luxor. We got 2 days planned in Luxor, some little special events and stuff, and then it's Wednesday here, and we're coming back Friday night, and then we're going to go back to we're coming back to Cairo, to Giza Friday night. So while in Luxor, we decided to live lavishly and stay at the Hilton. It was a little outdated, but still very, very nice. Our first stop was at a restaurant right on the Nile called Georgina. I had some macaroni soup, which literally tasted like chicken noodle without the chicken. This is some kind of potato tomato soup with rice and salad. Very yummy. Our tour guide while in Luxor was Mr. Romani, a very kind, hilarious older gentleman. He also works for Mr. Brown Sugar, just on the Luxor side. We first visited the east bank of the Nile River here in Luxor. The east bank is where the sun rises, and in ancient Egyptian culture, the east bank of the Nile River signified life. It's where the temples were built, it's where the people worshiped, where the people prayed, as well as where people lived. The most amazing part to me is that every single wall, every single brick, every single pillar or monument that you see was built with a purpose. There's nothing here that does not have meaning. It's so rich in culture, and even though a lot of it has been destroyed, the country of Egypt is doing construction to restore and preserve what's left. Our next stop was to a perfume shop where we purchased concentrated oils. I picked up some eucalyptus and some lotus flower. It smells really good, and I still have some now. Sometimes I wear it like perfume. We visited Luxor Temple as well. We got kicked out later that night. They cut the lights off on us because it was so late. But one of the cool things about Luxor Temple is that it has the Mosque of Abu el-Hagag, which is actually one of the oldest temples in the world. We ended our night with a carriage ride through the city. We went to a hookah bar to smoke a little bit. They call it shisha, actually. And then we headed back to the hotel. So it's 4:15 in the morning. We are on this little boat situation here. And we're headed over to the West Bank so that we can do our hot air balloon ride. They are already up praying. I think Allah is sleeping, but I won't disrespect anybody's religion. Thank you. Y'all, we did this hot air balloon ride. We didn't sign no waivers. We didn't do no safety training or nothing. It was just like, all right, good luck. Have fun.
It's a little scary. I ain't even gonna hold you. I guess black people do this shit.
The hot air balloon ride was not quite what I expected, but I think that's a good thing. I was really nervous, to be honest. I thought we were going to be like zooming around, but we're actually just floating like it's a balloon. Like, duh, Sean, why didn't I think of that? There were a lot more people in the basket too, including the pilot. There were 17 people. But it was a very beautiful experience, and we actually got to watch the sun come up. That's why we went so early in the morning. Actually, just the highlight of his morning. He wake up every day and wave to the people.
Right? That's a lifestyle.
Our pilot told us that he had been flying balloons in different countries for 15 years. So he was very experienced. And then when we started to come down, some of the workers helped bring us down. After our hot air balloon ride, we rode a boat across the Nile River to visit the West Bank. Just as the East Bank was believed to represent life, the West Bank in ancient Egyptian culture was meant to signify death and the afterlife. You have temples where people worship and prayed and lived on the east bank, and you have the tombs of where they lay in their death on the west bank. The ancient Egyptians believed that in your death, you would ride a boat from the east bank across the Nile to the west bank, and this is where you would spend your eternity. In all of the tombs that we visited, there were pictures and hieroglyphics all over the walls. These pictures signified the lives that the kings lived that lay here. Even to this day, they're still excavating and finding the remains of different kings and people that lived back in ancient Egyptian times. This is actually the inside of a sarcophagus. We were not supposed to be in here, but if you pay the people enough money, if you slide them like a few dollars, they'll let you go anywhere. So surrounding the Valley of the Kings, you have mountains. You have to have mountains in order to have valleys. So in these mountains, alabaster can be found, and it's harvested and made into pottery and different pieces of art. Next, we stopped at Queen Hatshepsut's temple. Ooh, that's a big word for Elmo. Hatshepsut was one of the only female queens in Egyptian history, and she was known for creating relationships as opposed to war with other countries. We stopped at Banana Island. We took a boat ride to Banana Island. Yes, there are bananas that grow there. I asked the man on the boat, are there actual bananas on Banana Island? And when I tell y'all, that man laughed from his toes at me and was literally like, what the hell do you think is on Banana Island but bananas? So there are bananas, just so y'all know. There are also dates. I tried a date for the first time. It was very sweet and sugary. Not a very big fan, but I mean, I can appreciate the culture. There was a crocodile on Banana Island. I didn't get to see the crocodile. I got lost from the crowd because I was still eating my food at the restaurant. But this was a pretty cool experience as well. It was very nice. I need sleep. Isa D. I need this.
Yes.
Okay. Isa Kitir Maya. I need more water. Okay. So even when I planned our schedule, I jam-packed every single day, but I did include one day for rest and relaxation. So since we were staying at the Hilton, we decided to get massages at the spa. The view is beautiful because the hotel itself is sitting right on the Nile River. And then after we got our massages and relaxed for a few hours, we went to Bondok rooftop restaurant and we had kosheri. That's one of my favorite Egyptian meals. It's literally like spaghetti with spice, and it also has lentils and chickpeas. So we asked our tour guide if we could stop at a spice shop to pick up a few things, and he took us to this really nice place called Teba Spices. I got some dried peppers because I love spicy food. I got some curry seasoning, some veggie seasoning, and some garam masala. The last stop that we made in Luxor and for the day was to the Egyptian Museum. A lot of the tombs that we visited were empty because the artifacts are actually now in museums, as they should be. It was so amazing to see what goes into the mummification process, what sorts of things are placed in the sarcophaguses of the bodies, and we even got to see a real mummy.